Rebuilding a Rustproof Land Rover, Part 15. Finding the best colour to paint my Land Rover with. I settled on Land Rover Deep Bronze Green. Back in 1998 I painted it using Brunswick Green, which over the last 26 years has radically changed colour. In this episode I show masking the number plate at a high speed and cleaning up and varnishing the Land Rover Badge. I was really looking forward to the test painting of the Land Rover to see what the colour was going to look like. This apparently was the colour that they painted the Series 1s with, and I really do like it. I masked off the lights on the left-hand panel and sprayed that, followed by spraying the inside of the back door, and the colour is just what I want it to be. In 1998 I painted it using Brunswick Green, which has miraculously turned into NATO Green, except for where the badge was. 26 years of being outside in bright sunlight and rain and frost has definitely taken its toll on the paintwork. Although I think my friend Ken blasted it with a really high pressure washer to remove the paint, purposely, so it looked like a rat rod. I really wish he hadn't have done that, but never mind, soon all will be well. In the previous episode I showed the cleaning up of the number plate, and here it is, sat on an aluminium chair after I'd cleaned up the outer edge and the letters. Originally I touched in the damaged black paint using a Sharpie felt tip pen to make it road legal. What I'm doing today is cleaning the inside of the number plate. This is not essential, but it's all part of the job. Also shown in the previous episode, I used some methanol to wipe away the residue from the Sharpie felt tip pen. You can see how badly damaged the black paint is. I finished cleaning the letters using some Scotch-Brite, and I think they'll be fine like this. I don't want it to look new. I could have gone out and bought a brand new pair of number plates very much like these, but that's not the point. I want this Land Rover to look like an old Land Rover, not a Land Rover with brand new parts stuck all over it. OK, I've made concessions to that with the wheels, but that's because I wanted genuine Land Rover wheels instead of fancy ones. I'm going to sell the wheels that were on the Land Rover when I bought it. They are the modular type with rivets around the edge. The new Land Rover wheels are a bit narrower, and this in conjunction with the brand new 750 tyres gives the Land Rover a much better period look because they don't stick out much beyond the wings. When I bought the brand new galvanised chassis, I decided to go for a coil-sprung chassis, so this Land Rover is fitted with 90 type axles, which are slightly wider than the old Series 2A. Finally, I finished masking off the registration numbers and letters. I'm using this grey self-etch primer to respray the panel. I didn't bother masking off the edges, that seemed to be a waste of time, because once I applied the paint, I could simply wipe away the excess around the edge. Just like this, in fact. The weather's looking up and it's good painting weather, so I need to leave this for 24 hours in the workshop for the paint to dry. Then I'll give it a top coat of HMG satin black paint, one of my favourite paints. As you can see, it's quite simple to wipe away the paint from the edge just using a cloth like this. And here of course is the gratuitous shot of the paint drying for those people who like to watch paint drying. This is the Land Rover Badge, and originally the paintwork on this was quite badly damaged. So what I did was I repainted it using matte black. Very good quality matte black paint to be exact, and it was difficult to remove it using one of these rotary scourers. Instead I used sandpaper. Then it dawned on me that if I used a flapper wheel that wasn't too coarse, I could clean up all the lettering and lines on the plate very quickly, also giving the raised areas of the plate quite a good finish. I really don't need to do this. Originally, before fitting this plate to the Land Rover, I just sprayed it with black paint. Because of my age, this will be the final rebuild of this Land Rover from my point of view. I thought I would go the extra yard or two and clean up the plate so you can see what it says on it. This plate is just made from pressed aluminium, and some of it was not quite in the right place, but anyway, such is life. When I was experimenting with the green paint, I found that when I sprayed over some of the paint that was slightly damaged, it looked really good. I quite like the look of the period patina. This rebuild is costing a surprisingly large amount of money. I'll speak about the totals once it's finished. I could book the Land Rover into a commercial paint shop and get a very professional finish, but really I don't want that. The imperfections actually look good on a vehicle of this age. There's still a long way to go. There are some engine mechanical problems that need dealing with. This is a tin of matte black aerosol spray paint. But in this case, I'm not going to spray the badge. I just need to touch in some of the black that isn't very good. I made the mistake of wiping over the paint with a cloth that had some solvent on it, and it started to lift it. So here, using a very small paintbrush and some of the aerosol paint sprayed into the cap, I'm improving the quality and thickness of the black paint. 24 hours later, when the paint on the plate was fully dry, I decided to varnish it. And for this, I'm using Ronseal Ultra Tough Hard Glaze Polyurethane Varnish. I like this stuff, it applies very well and you can get quite a good finish. After 2 coats, it looked like this, just how I wanted it to look. The wife of a friend of mine is an artist, and I was talking to her about painting, and she recommended this stuff. It's called Bristle Magic Brush Cleaner and Reconditioner, and it really does do what it says on the bottle. I recommend that you buy some immediately. It is far better for cleaning brushes than white spirit or cellulose thinners. That is it for this episode. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.